Hi there.
Hi.
So, there were people here a few minutes ago. I think they left. They'll join. So until they do join, I guess we'll just continue. Um, oh, they're coming. Oh, hello guys. So, I will be recording this, and this will be going to on our YouTube for the people who missed our talk show. So, to start off, I would like to say thank you for people that are joining and for this one person that joined right now. And thank you for having this talk show with us today. Before we start, would you like to tell the audience that will see this video what your organization about, what is it about, and like who are you? Like, want to introduce yourself?
Hi. Yeah, of course. My name is Sia, and I'm a co-founder of Like a Girl, an organization that promotes women of color and teaches people about amazing women of color that are often forgotten in history books. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's actually really amazing because that caught our attention because genuinely there are few people that get missed in our history and doesn't get talked about. So thank you for the people who are joining. If you have any questions throughout this whole talk show, feel free to ask. So now going on, as how you guys talk about the history and how they're missed of females. Do you think gender equality still happens even today? Because throughout the history, as we know, it did happen. But what are your opinions of today, currently, this year?
Yes, absolutely. Um, for example, I know it's not as bad as it used to be, but it still goes on. For example, because of the COVID-19 pandemic, more women, and especially women of color, have had to quit their jobs more than men, usually to support their family and whatnot. And obviously, there's still the gender pay gap that is really prevalent in men and women who are working the same position. The women tend to be paid less, and it's even worse for women of color.
Yeah, I actually agree because I hear like these few newses and females are coming out and saying that we do the same job but like our pay is less. So I actually agree on that part. Um, it's like an opinion question. Why do you think it happens? Like, what are your thoughts? Like, why do females get put down and men's get held up higher?
I genuinely think this goes back to our hunter-gatherer roots. Generally, back then, obviously not now, men kind of had this sort of dominance, so they would go out and hunt, and women would stay home and take care of the um, the kids and farm and all that. And so basically, men were kind of put in this sense of dominance over women. So to exert that dominance, they put a lot of social structures that are built into our society and built into our laws to oppress women.
Yeah, I actually do agree because even today, my opinion is even back then there were reasons that didn't make sense. But when I look at it now, I see so many females are coming up doing amazing things. But I also think it could also be a reason how society even still thinks that there are some things that women can't really do things same as the males can do. So I agree with you, and I also think it's just the same mindset that people have still today. I also have another question. Do you think racism is connected with gender equality?
Yes, absolutely. Obviously, all of the issues that women face, especially white women, are way worse for women of color. For example, the gender pay gap, even worse for women of color. Um, I think that white women get paid like uh, 80 cents to the dollar, while Latinx women and black women get paid like 64 cents to the dollar. Don't quote me on that though, but I know it's lower. I know it's lower.
Yeah,
Um,
I also agree because if I'm not wrong, I also heard this. I think it was in the news a couple of months back where this female, if I'm not wrong, she was brown, I think Indian. She came up and was talking about how the colors get paid less than white females, and then connecting to those two, males get paid more even if they have the same job. So yeah, I think racism, in my opinion, because this question comes up a lot, that if racism is tied with gender equality.
Yeah.
Um, as we've seen today, even in the news, there are a lot of like movements and protests happening where they're trying to get the government's attention. What are your thoughts on it? Like, do you think it's helpful? Do you think it's like a waste of time? What do you think?
Could you repeat that? Sorry.
My question was the movements that happened or the protests against like racism, like a females are facing, or gender equality. Do you think it's like helpful, or do you think it's like a waste of time?
No, I think it's insanely helpful. I think at least in America, I think it should exist in other countries, but in America, we have the right to protest. We have the right to collectively come together for a cause in a peaceful way. And I think it really brings causes to the forefront. Like the Women's March after Trump was elected was
Mm-hmm.
covered all over the news and really brought up a lot of issues women were facing. Another example, Me Too, the Black Lives Matter movement, and how that's resulted in actual laws around the country. And I think that should be something that should be extended into every country, because the moment people come together to protest for their rights is when we see real change.
Yeah, I agree. That is really true. Um, hold on that thought. There are plenty of people who joined right now. If you have any questions, please drop in the chat, and I will look at it right away. And as for that, yes, I agree. Because this question comes a lot to our organization, where people talk about if we're promoting racism, not promoting, I mean stopping racism and gender equality, and the movements and the protests. They always ask, is it like really helpful? Because at the end of the day, the government, the news, and the media do talk about this, but then it just after a couple of days, people just quiet down and ignore it. But to those people who ask me that question or ask our organization, it is actually helpful because it gets in the mind of the government, gets in the mind of other people that, okay, people are having enough of this and we should stop it. So
And
as a
also, it's sorry, I cut you off there.
no, no, I was about to move on. What were you about to say?
No, I mean, it's better than nothing, right? I mean, it's better than these issues not being brought to the forefront. And also, I think it's really important to do that kind of stuff, because I one thing that like a girl, and specifically me, has been pushing a lot is that one person can make a difference. One
Yeah.
just one person. I know that in a world where, like, especially me, I'm a teenager. I know I can't really vote in America, um, but and I think in other countries too. I don't know.
Yeah, in Canada, you have to be a certain age. I think it's 18 plus. 18
18.
and plus, yeah.
Yeah, same in America. Um, but I think that a lot of teens think that they can't vote. They can't vote. Therefore they can't speak up on issues. They can't make a difference.
Hmm.
But I really think that even are you
Sorry.
okay?
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. My bad.
I think that even if you're a teen, you can still make a difference.
Yeah, I also agree because that connects with my other question is that teenagers or youths as of today think that they can't really do much. But what do you think youth can do? Because like as this age, they can't vote, or adults don't hear much of youths because they think that they're young blood, and they're going to talk about a lot of small issues. But what do you think youths of today can like? How can they contribute? How can they help in this issue?
Um, many ways. Obviously contacting your local officials. Um, again, just America. Oh, so
You do.
no, just
Hey, chicken one. See ya.
wait 1 second. Sorry.
No worries. I'm pretty sure that was a dog, guys. I have two dogs. Um, yeah, it's kind of weird she just left out. Well, if you guys have any questions based on this, please feel free to drop up in the comment. And yeah, I think that was a dog that came by. It happens. Or a cat. It could be a cat. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Okay.
I apologize. My bad.
No worries. No worries. It happens.
Sorry, I don't really use Instagram Live that often, so I didn't know how to stop it or like kind of. I don't think you can mute yourself. I don't know. Oh, I think I just saw the button. Never mind. Okay, so I just exited. I'm really sorry.
No worries. I understand. No worries.
Anyways, I mean, in history, we've seen that kind of thing. Like I think in America during the civil rights movement, they were like 4 or 5 teenagers, black teenagers who staged a sit-in at a white-only diner. They only allowed white people to sit in the front. They allowed black people to shop, but they didn't allow them to sit in the front because they thought that would there wouldn't be business and all that. But they sat there for days on end. They were peaceful, and it became a really big thing and one of the landmarks of the civil rights movement. And they were run by teenagers, one of them who couldn't vote. So I think it's just like we can make a difference, and it's really important that we do.
Yeah, I also agree because a lot of people, or a lot of youths, I would say, have it in their mindset that I'm too young, I can't do much. But in reality, youths can do a lot. Like how adults are doing a lot, I think youths, teenagers can do plenty that they don't even know that they can do and making a big impact. But
I think we push the envelope forward, to be honest. Like with our progressive views, I mean, we're the future. Like you're like the future of youth. We are the future. So I think it's really important that we build the world that we want to see when we grow older and what we want to give our kids to. I know we're kids, so we shouldn't be thinking about our kids, but
like the future generation.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I actually agree on that because like technically we are the future, so things should be in our control as well as the adults. Going with that, as we see in the industry or as we see outside in the world, there's a many colored female or colored even males like are coming out and stepping up. How should colored there are a lot coming on. There's a lot of inspiration colored females out there, but as like a young teenager who's a colored female sees this, what would you say to them? How should they come out? Like, they know that they're being pressed down or like they're not having that much rights or equals. What would you say to them? Like, how would you tell them that you should come forward with your new ideas, with your opinion and thoughts that are scared to not tell?
Obviously, if I think how we're talking right now, Instagram's a great, amazing way to connect causes. And I've heard a lot of news about movements through Instagram and Snapchat and TikTok especially. It's just a way to spread information really quickly. And I think as kids, we should use that to our advantage. And women of color should definitely use it to their advantage as well, because most people, I think it's free to make an Instagram account, and you can connect to a lot of people that way, people that are really interested in your cause and really want to help out.
Yeah, I agree, because Instagram is becoming a platform where people can put their voice a step out and just talk, even anonymously. That sometimes users are like, I don't want to share my name or like my face, but there are still ways. So I also agree on that part. Genuinely speaking, I'm out of questions. These were like my main questions. Is there any final thoughts, final messages you want to leave out or leave in print on youths today?
Yeah. I think obviously if you're a teenager, you can do more than you think. Just because you're one individual, you're one kid, doesn't mean that you can't change the world. I mean, even though you can't vote, you can still make a difference. And I think that's one thing that we're doing a webinar in a few weeks, December 19th. And that's kind of what the webinar is about. We teamed up with other amazing youth organizations that are really making an impact on society.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just all kids talking about how we can make a difference and how trying to get other people to make a difference as well.
That's actually a really nice cause. I just received one question from. I'm not sure if I'm gonna say this because I think they're not just one where you get pregnant. I'm sorry to this person who asked me a question. It's called Stoker Nina. I'm sorry. I don't understand your question because it's kind of off, and it's talking about woman, pregnant, womb, and rights, all three in one. I'm not sure what you're trying to say, so I'm sorry. And as for your thoughts and webinar, that's actually a really great cause, I would say, because it's literally stepping out, stepping out and making you to come join in other organizations, form ideas. That's actually really nice. And thank you for sharing that also. If no one else has any questions or comments, I would say thank you for everyone to join us, even though it may have seemed short, but I genuinely have gained a lot of knowledge from you. So thank you for joining, and thank you for everyone else who gave us their time and listened. So thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming. I hope you learned a little bit, and I would love if you guys supported us and obviously the future of youths.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else who missed it, or your friends or families, you can tell them to go on our link in our bio, check out the YouTube. We'll be posting this there. So if anyone else missed it, you can watch it there. Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.